before this moment ends, before your attention drifts, before another distraction pulls at your mind, hear this with the seriousness of a soul standing at the edge of destiny. God is sending someone to change your life forever. This is not poetry. This is not exaggeration. This is not a shallow promise meant to entertain you for a few minutes. This is a divine announcement. God, who sees what you cannot see and arranges what you cannot arrange, is positioning a person on the path of your future. And if you ignore this, if you dismiss it as coincidence or fantasy, you may delay the very breakthrough you have been praying for in secret. You have been asking God for change. You have whispered your frustrations in the night. You have asked why doors remain closed, why support feels distant, why your potential feels buried under circumstances you did not choose. But what if the answer you seek is not coming in the form of money falling from the sky or a miracle appearing out of thin air? What if God's method is more subtle, more strategic, more relational? What if the answer has a heartbeat, a voice, a personality, a story of its own? God often sends people as vessels of transformation. God uses connections as instruments of elevation. And the person He is sending will not simply enter your life. They will confront it, challenge it, and refine it. You must understand something that many overlook. When God sends someone to change your life, it is not always comfortable. It is not always wrapped in sweetness. Sometimes it comes as correction. Sometimes it comes as opportunity that demands courage. Sometimes it comes as someone who sees more in you than you see in yourself and refuses to let you remain small. You have been comfortable in limitation. You have adapted to survival mode, but God is tired of watching you settle beneath your calling. So He is sending someone who will disrupt your excuses. Do not ignore this. You have prayed for growth, but growth requires stretching. You have prayed for elevation, but elevation requires accountability. The person God is sending may speak words that expose your procrastination. They may highlight your hidden gifts. They may open a door and then expect you to walk through it. And in that moment, you will face a choice. You can retreat into fear, or you can step into destiny. God does not waste divine appointments. Every significant shift in history began with a connection, a mentor, a friend, a stranger, a voice at the right time. God orchestrates meetings with precision. He aligns conversations with purpose. He arranges encounters that look ordinary but carry extraordinary consequences. The tragedy is not that God fails to send help. The tragedy is that people fail to recognize it. You have been conditioned to look for dramatic signs, but God often works quietly. The person who will change your life may enter casually, a simple conversation, a shared moment, a suggestion, an introduction. But beneath the surface, God is moving pieces on a spiritual chessboard. He is aligning your destiny with someone else's obedience. Let me speak to your spirit. Do not sabotage what God is sending by clinging to pride. Pride blocks destiny. Pride refuses advice. Pride resents correction. Pride isolates itself and calls it independence. If God sends someone wiser, more experienced, or more disciplined than you, do not shrink in insecurity. Do not compete. Receive, learn, grow. The breakthrough you have been asking for may be hidden in humility. And hear this clearly, not every person is from God, but the one He sends will align with His character. There will be integrity, there will be peace, there will be a sense of divine timing. You will feel something stir inside you, not confusion, not manipulation, but clarity. God does not send chaos disguised as destiny. He sends alignment, He sends growth, He sends light, but you must be ready. Many people miss divine connections because they are spiritually asleep. They are distracted by bitterness from the past. They are so focused on who hurt them that they cannot recognize who is meant to help them. If you keep comparing every new person to the one who betrayed you, you will close the door on the one sent to build you. God is not responsible for your walls. If He sends someone to change your life, but you refuse to trust again, the delay will not be heaven's fault. Prepare your heart. God is sending someone, but you must also become someone worth connecting with. Are you disciplined? Are you teachable? Are you willing to grow? The person God sends may carry wisdom, resources, opportunity, or insight, but if you remain stubborn and stagnant, you will frustrate the very blessing you prayed for. Destiny requires cooperation. You have been isolated long enough. You have been fighting alone long enough. You have been trying to figure everything out by yourself. But God did not design you to thrive in isolation. He designed you for divine partnerships, not depende. NCY, not weakness, but strategic alignment. The right person in your life can accelerate what would have taken you 10 years to achieve alone. Imagine this. One conversation shifts your career. One introduction opens a door you could not access. One piece of advice saves you from a costly mistake. One partnership multiplies your impact. God works through people because people are vessels of influence. And when He chooses to send someone into your life, it is because He trusts you with the next level. But let me warn you, sometimes the person God sends will expose your comfort zone. They will not tolerate your mediocrity. They will see your potential and demand that you rise to meet it. And in that moment, you may feel uncomfortable. You may feel challenged. You may even feel misunderstood. But do not mistake challenge for rejection. God disciplines through growth. Do not ignore the person who calls you higher. Bar you have asked God to use you. You have declared that you want purpose. But purpose requires preparation. And preparation often comes through people who stretch your thinking. If you resist growth, you resist destiny. If you resist correction, you resist elevation, not bar. There's also another dimension to this truth. The person God is sending may not only change your circumstances, they may change your character. They may teach you patience. They may teach you consistency. They may teach you integrity in moments when shortcuts look tempting. Transformation is deeper than success. God is more concerned with who you become than what you accumulate. Perhaps you are wondering, why now? Why would God send someone at this particular season of your life? Because you are at a crossroads. You cannot remain where you are. The path ahead requires a different mindset, a stronger foundation, a refined spirit. God sees what is approaching. He knows the opportunities and the challenges waiting for you. And He is sending reinforcement. But you must discern wisely. Not every loud voice carries divine purpose. The person God sends may not be the most popular, the most glamorous, or the most impressive on the surface. Sometimes divine help comes disguised in simplicity. If you only chase status, you may overlook substance. If you only pursue comfort, you may reject growth. Stay spiritually awake. Ask God for discernment. Ask Him to sharpen your perception. Ask Him to reveal the difference between distraction and destiny. Because when the right person appears, there will be confirmation in your spirit. There will be alignment with your values. There will be peace beneath the challenge. And understand this. Sometimes the person God sends is meant for a season, not a lifetime. Do not cling beyond the assignment. Some people enter your life to teach, to guide, to open a door, and then their role is complete. Release with gratitude, honor the impact, move forward without resentment. God's plan is progressive. You are not forgotten. You are not abandoned. You are not destined to struggle alone forever. God sees your efforts. He sees your tears. He sees the silent battles no one else knows about. And in His wisdom, He has decided that you will not walk into your next chapter alone. Lift your head, expect divine connections, prepare your character, strengthen your discipline, guard your humility, because God is sending someone to change your life forever. And when hey arrive, your response will determine the speed of your transformation. Do not let fear silence you. Do not let insecurity intimidate you. Do not let past disappointment blind you. Step forward with courage. Receive what God sends. Honor the opportunity. Grow through the process. And when you look back months or years from now, you will realize that what seemed like a simple meeting was actually a divine turning point. What felt like an ordinary conversation was a sacred exchange. What looked like coincidence was intentional orchestration. God is moving, God is arranging, God is aligning. Do not ignore this. Your future may be one introduction away. Your breakthrough may be one conversation away. Your transformation may be one connection away. Stay ready, stay humble, stay obedient to the voice of God within your conscience, because the person He is sending is not coming to entertain your comfort. They are coming to awaken your greatness, to challenge your limits, and to walk with you into a future you once thought was impossible. And when that moment comes, when destiny knocks in human form, answer with faith. And let this settle deep in your spirit. God does not send people into your life randomly. He sends them strategically. He studies the condition of your heart. He measures the weight of your calling. He knows the storms ahead that you cannot yet see forming on the horizon. And before the wind begins to howl, before the pressure intensifies, He positions someone with the strength, wisdom, or insight you will need to stand firm. That is how intentional God is about your destiny. You have been praying for protection, but protection sometimes arrives as guidance. Why, I've been praying for favor, but favor sometimes arrives as instruction. You have been praying for advancement, but advancement often arrives disguised as responsibility. The person God is sending may not immediately look like the answer to your prayer, because the answer will demand something from you. It will demand maturity. It will demand courage. It will demand that you release the smaller version of yourself. Understand this with clarity. God will not elevate you without first aligning you. Alignment precedes acceleration. And alignment often comes through relationships. If your mindset is limited, He will send someone with vision. If your discipline is weak, He will send someone with structure. If your faith is shaking, He will send someone whose conviction strengthens yours. The connection is not accidental, it is divine correction and divine completion. But you must examine your readiness. Are you willing to listen? Are you willing to receive? Are you willing to be sharpened? Because iron only sharpens iron through friction. Growth is not soft. Transformation is not passive. When God sends someone to refine you, it may feel like pressure at first. It may confront your habits. It may reveal blind spots you never noticed. Yet that revelation is mercy. Exposure is not humiliation, it is preparation. There is another truth many avoid. Sometimes God sends someone not to add to your life, but to subtract from it. They will reveal unhealthy patterns. They will challenge destructive relationships. They will speak truth when everyone else chooses comfort. And if you have the humility to accept it, you will realize that removal is also a blessing. God protects your future by pruning your present. You cannot carry every attachment into the next season. Some conversations must end. Some mindsets must die. Some environments must be left behind. The person God sends may have the courage to say what others are afraid to say. And when that moment comes, do not resist truth because it stings. Truth heals even when it cuts. God is not only concerned with changing your circumstances, He is concerned with establishing your character. The wrong connection can derail years of progress. The right connection can restore years of delay. That is why discernment is not optional, it is essential. Ask God to purify your perception. Ask Him to cleanse your motives. Ask Him to free you from desperation so you do not mistake attention for alignment. Desperation makes you vulnerable to the wrong voices. Patience positions you for the right one. God's timing is never rushed and it is never late. When He decides it is time for your shift, He moves with precision. Doors you struggle to open will respond to a simple knock. Conversations that once felt impossible will unfold naturally. Resistance will begin to dissolve. That is not coincidence. That is orchestration. But let me speak boldly. If you are not prepared internally, you may sabotage externally. The person God sends cannot carry your insecurity for you. They cannot discipline your mind for you. They cannot believe for you. They can guide, encourage, and open doors, but you must walk through them. God honors partnership, not passivity. You are not waiting on people as much as you think. In many ways, people are waiting on you. They are waiting for your growth. They are waiting for your obedience. They are waiting for you to rise to the level where alignment becomes possible. God will not connect you with someone whose assignment you are not prepared to handle. Dr. So strengthen your foundation now. Deepen your integrity now. Guard your thoughts now. Because when the right person arrives, the pace may quicken. Opportunities may accelerate, responsibility may increase, and if your foundation is weak, the blessing will feel like a burden. Remember this, God sends people not only to bless you, but to expand you. Expansion requires stretching. Stretching requires discomfort. But discomfort is evidence of growth. If everything remains easy and predictable, you are likely remaining small. The person sent by God will awaken something inside you that refuses to settle. They may remind you of the dreams you buried. They may speak life into ambitions you silenced out of fear. They may challenge the narrative you accepted about yourself. And in their presence, you will feel a stirring, a realization that you are capable of more, called to more, designed for more. That stirring is not ego, it is awakening. .dr. Yet here is a sacred warning. Do not idolize the vessel, honor the source. People are instruments, but God is the author. If someone changes your life, it is because God moved through them. Keep your gratitude directed upward. Keep your trust anchored in God alone. When you understand this, you will never become dependent on personalities. You will remain anchored in divine wisdom. There will also be moments when you are the person God sends into someone else's life. Do not overlook that responsibility. Just as you are waiting for alignment, someone else may be waiting for your courage, your insight, your encouragement. Divine exchange is reciprocal. God builds networks of purpose, not isolated destinies. Examine your speech. Does it carry life or negativity? Examine your presence. Does it uplift or drain? Because if you desire God to send someone extraordinary into your life, you must cultivate the qualities of someone worth connecting with. Integrity attracts integrity. Discipline attracts discipline. Vision attracts vision. God is building something bigger than you can see. He is weaving lives together for greater impact. The person He sends may unlock a door in you that you did not know existed. They may reveal strengths you overlooked. They may show you how to steward your gifts with excellence rather than insecurity. And when fear whispers that you are not ready, remember who prepared the meeting. God does not make mistakes in timing. If He arranges the connection, He has already assessed your capacity. Your responsibility is not to feel perfect. It is to remain willing, willing to grow, willing to change, willing to rise. Do not shrink when opportunity expands. Do not retreat when challenge appears. The very discomfort you feel may be evidence that you are stepping into unfamiliar greatness. Comfort preserves the present. Courage unlocks the future. Some of you have been in cycles for years. Same struggles, same excuses, same limitations. God is interrupting that pattern. He is sending someone with a different perspective, a different energy, a different level of expectation. And if you receive it, the cycle will break. Cycles break when mindset shifts. Mindset shifts when truth confronts denial. And truth often arrives through is a spiritual law woven into existence. Growth happens through exchange. Ideas exchanged, wisdom exchanged, strength exchanged, encouragement exchanged. Isolation weakens vision, but alignment sharpens it. God, in His supreme knowledge, understands that certain dimensions of your calling cannot unfold alone. There are levels of insight that require conversation. There are layers of strength that awaken through connection, but do not misunderstand this divine act. The person God sends is not your savior. God alone is your sustainer. God alone is your provider. God alone is your source. The person is a channel, not the origin. And when you remember that, you will never fall into unhealthy attachment. You will appreciate the vessel while worshiping only the Creator. Some of you have been praying for acceleration, but you are standing in hesitation. You want change, but you resist vulnerability. You desire transformation, but you guard your comfort like a treasure. Yet the one God is sending may require you to open parts of yourself you have kept hidden. They may require honesty about your weaknesses. They may require transparency about your ambitions. Do not confuse vulnerability with weakness. Vulnerability in the right alignment is strength. God is not interested in surface level improvement. He is invested in deep reconstruction. When He sends someone into your life, it may feel like renovation, walls being knocked down, foundations being reinforced, structures being redesigned. Renovation is noisy. It is inconvenient. It exposes what was hidden behind the paint. But when the process is complete, what stands is stronger, safer, and more beautiful than before. You must also prepare for the possibility that the person God sends will see your greatness before you do. They will call you out of small thinking. They will question why you are settling. They will remind you of your capacity when you are tempted to shrink. And in those moments, insecurity may whisper that you are not worthy of such belief. Silence that voice. If God arranged the connection, then He has already declared you capable. Do not reject elevation because it feels unfamiliar. The mind resists what it has never experienced. But God specializes in leading you beyond familiarity. Familiarity is comfortable, but destiny is often uncomfortable at first. The right person will not let you hide behind excuses. They will challenge your delays. They will confront your self-sabotage. And if you humble yourself, you will realize that their challenge is an expression of divine care. There is also a timing element that you must honor. When God sends someone, respond with urgency. Do not procrastinate on divine opportunity. Delay can turn alignment into missed potential. If a door opens, walk through it. If wisdom is offered, apply it. If collaboration is suggested, consider it seriously. Obedience sustains momentum. And understand this, sometimes the person God sends will disrupt your current circle. Not because your circle is evil, but because your circle may be limited. Growth sometimes requires new conversations. Expansion sometimes requires broader perspective. Do not fear evolution. If God is enlarging your territory, He will also enlarge your environment. Yet remain grounded. Do not allow new connections to inflate your ego. Elevation without humility leads to down and fall. Stay teachable, stay grateful, stay aware that every advancement is permitted by God's will. The higher you rise, the deeper your humility must become. There is another dimension to consider. The person God sends may carry a burden you are meant to help carry. Transformation is not always one-directional. You may strengthen them as they strengthen you. You may encourage them as they encourage you. Divine alignment is mutual growth under God's authority. You are stepping into a season where divine strategy replaces random effort. No more striving without direction. No more chasing without clarity. God is orchestrating intentional movement. Conversations will have purpose. Encounters will have meaning. Doors will align with calling. Pay attention. Pay attention to recurring names. Pay attention to persistent opportunities. Pay attention to the inner sense of peace that defies logic. God often confirms alignment through quiet assurance rather than loud spectacle. Learn to trust that inner clarity when it aligns with integrity and wisdom. And if fear tries to convince you that you will be disappointed again, remember who governs your path. God is not careless with your heart. He is not reckless with your destiny. If He allowed past pain, it was to strengthen discernment, not to imprison you in suspicion. Do not let yesterday's wounds sabotage tomorrow's blessings. Forgiveness is preparation for alignment. Release resentment, release bitterness, release comparisons. A cluttered heart cannot recognize divine opportunity clearly. Clean your inner world so you can receive what God is arranging externally. There are assignments attached to your life that require partnership. There are visions too large for one pair of hands. There are impacts too significant for solitary effort. God distributes purpose across people. When the right lives connect, multiplication occurs. Ideas expand. Influence increases. Possibilities multiply. Some of you are closer than you think. The person God is sending may already be within reach. Perhaps you have met them, but underestimated the significance. Perhaps you dismissed them because they did not fit your expectation. Reevaluate with discernment. Ask God to reveal what you overlooked. But also guard against forcing connections out of impatience. What God sends will not require manipulation. It will not demand compromise of your integrity. It will not pressure you to abandon your values. Divine alignment strengthens character. It does not weaken it. Stand firm in who God is shaping you to be. The right connection will respect your principles. It will honor your boundaries. It will align with your pursuit of righteousness and excellence. If something requires you to betray your conscience, it is not from God. Lift your vision higher. Stop limiting God to what you have seen before. He can send someone from an unexpected place. Different background, different perspective, different strengths. Do not confine divine strategy to your narrow expectations. God's creativity surpasses your imagination. And when the connection unfolds, steward it wisely. Communicate clearly. Act faithfully. Show consistency. Honor commitments. Destiny is sustained through responsibility. Do not pray for meaningful relationships if you are unwilling to invest effort into maintaining them. Let gratitude mark your response. Gratitude keeps your heart soft. Gratitude keeps your ego in check. Gratitude reminds you that every meaningful connection is a gift permitted by God's mercy. The season ahead of you is not accidental. It is appointed. The shift you feel stirring within you is not emotional hype. It is divine preparation. God is aligning paths even now. He is shaping conversations you have not yet had. He is preparing minds to recognize you. He's preparing you to recognize them. So strengthen your faith, refine your character, sharpen your focus, because when destiny intersects with obedience, transformation becomes inevitable. God is sending someone to change your life forever. Not to entertain you, not to flatter you, not to distract you, but to elevate you, refine you, and align you with the fullness of your calling. Receive this with courage. Walk in expectation and trust that the one who orchestrates the stars is more than capable of orchestrating your connections,